Hi, it's Claudine, and if you saw my other video of my December daily, I talked about these pages that I put together, which was basically an Advent, the Advent story that I printed on Vellum that I wanted to include in my December daily, and my first intention was to include this as like my day card, kind of, to divide, to put day one with day one, day two with day two, those kind of things. Because I didn't just want to put the Bible verse in it, I actually wanted to represent the whole thing so that anyone reading this could follow along with the story, or maybe pick up part of the story that they hadn't heard before or read before. But as I was doing that in the book, it kind of started to feel awkward. It felt like maybe even disrespectful, like I was interjecting this beautiful story into the middle of all my goofiness. And although, God is fully aware of how goofy my family and I are, I wanted to give him a place of respect in the book. And so I put it together in one section of the book. And in this section, I have parts of my books broken up with these hard dividers. And I decorated the cover with two of my favorite songs that are more Christmas related or more story of Christ related than seasonal, because I do really love like silly, goofy Christmas songs. But I love the phrase "Come, let us adore Him," and I just think that I wonder as I wander is a very beautiful and powerful song as well. So those are two of my favorites. And then what I did was I captured. Went to a couple different websites to look up to see what the Advent story should be, like what verses to read in which order, and I went through from the Old Testament to the New Testament, different Bible verses, and I printed them on. I found some very inspirational and beautiful nature scenes, and I included them on that. And if you're at all interested, I can share my file that I created on each one of these. I don't have the photographer called out for any of the pictures, and I did just find all of these pictures online, so I wouldn't even know who to give credit to for the photography, but I just thought these pictures were beautiful, and I just thought this was so inspiring. So here I have Isaiah 11, 1 through 10, which is the beginning of the story, basically, and Jeremiah 3:31 through 46, it looks like. No, I'm sorry, Jeremiah 33, 14 through 16. And then I have Luke 1, 5 through 10, and Luke 1, 13 through 17, and Luke 1, 18 through 25. And this one I thought was kind of cool. This was Luke 1, 26 through 38, and this was when the angel of God came to basically say that the Lord is with you, and tell that whole story. And I just thought that the feather really represented that whole feeling of just angelic visitation and all that sort of stuff. So I thought that was cool. And then this is Luke 1, 39 through 45. Luke 1, 46 through 55. I don't really feel like I should read these to you because I feel like I'll just go on and on, but I just want to give you an idea of what the pictures were. So Matthew 1, 22 through 25, and this is where it basically talks about how Joseph was supposed to marry Mary, and yet she was with child, and that he had the patience to wait and to yet still marry her and to consummate the marriage after the birth of Jesus. And I just thought that clasped hands just are a beautiful way to represent how patient that man must have been, and that he really understood God's message and was a very wonderful man. And I just think that represented that so well. And I found this beautiful picture of this child that they took in a manger to represent when Jesus was born in the manger. And beautiful sunrise through the trees for Isaiah 9:6. And some more of just very moving and beautiful pictures that I have. This one is Luke 2:19 through 20. And just trying to represent like the nature of God and the force of God, and how he sent his son to, be the strength in our lives. And Matthew 2:1 through 2, which is talking about when the wise men came and were on their journey, and they came to see King Harold first, and were sent on a mission and supposed to go back to tell him. But of course they didn't return to him. They returned back to their land instead after warning Mary and Joseph that they're being hunted. And I just thought that this was a cool representation of them heading back. And of the angels speaking to the shepherds, just the beautiful night sky, and how those shepherds just must have felt the awe of the angels coming from heaven. And a statement from Luke 2:40, that, and the child grew and became strong as he was filled with the wisdom and grace of God. The wisdom and grace of God was on him. And I just thought, it just represented beautifully there. In John 1:14. And then this one was maybe one of my favorites, but the message always ends with, the resurrection story, that John 3:16, that for God so loved the world that he came, that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. And I just thought that was a beautiful picture of, a church somewhere that I thought was really cool. So like I said, these pictures, I don't know who to credit for the photography. They were just beautiful pictures that I found on the internet that I just absolutely loved. So, and then this was a back page that I used a stencil and my inks and some pens to outline. So that was my plan for this year. It changed a little bit, but I really like how it turned out, and I really like that all the pages ended up being together. I still love that it's vellum because it's very thin, but there's a huge impact because it's vellum, and I think that I just love that it turned out that way. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and maybe it inspired you to do something a little different next year with your December Daily. I really don't know what I'm going to do to include this in next year's December Daily, but I'm definitely planning on doing December Daily. So thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.